Hey everyone, welcome to today's Facebook Live. Today we are talking everything Christmas, Thanksgiving, holiday traditions, family life updates, all the fun things. So I'm so excited that you guys are all watching this. And I am excited just to share some of the things that we've been up to in our home. I just recently got back from a family get together in town. We went to Chuckarama in St. George. That is kind of a gathering place that sometimes we do when we have family coming in from out of town. Lucy, you're the first person I'm seeing on here. Hello from England. So as always, you guys, it's so fun to make those connections and see where everybody lives. Our viewers are from all around the world. Cynthia, you were the second person I am seeing on here. Welcome. Janice, it's good to see you on here as well. Kathy is from Central New York. Hi, Kathy. And Debbie is from Indiana. Welcome. Cindy, it's good to see you on here as well. Susan is from Massachusetts, from Grafton. Hi, Susan. You guys know I really look forward to Wednesdays when we can get together, primarily as women. We do have a few male followers that do get together, but for the most part, it is a female audience, which I love. Lisa, it's good to see you. Stephanie, it's good to see you. Myra is from Illinois. Welcome. Okay, so yeah, I had my Uncle Rob and Aunt April come into town from Las Vegas, Nevada. We also had a family friend come into town that grew up with my parents. Linda, it's good to see you. She's from England. Hi, Karen. And then Chad came, my parents came, my sister Katie came. I'm trying to think, little grandma was there. And then my aunt Lori and Uncle Bill were there as well. So it was just really fun to get together and catch up with everybody. It's so fun to see family, and it's something that we do often on the Smith side of our family is we gather often. And so heading into this Thanksgiving holiday season, I've really been thinking a lot today about the art of gathering and the purpose of gathering, whether it's gathering women that get together or gathering as a family, whether it's extended family or just the family that you've created and you're a young mom watching this. It is so important to create those holiday family traditions where we gather together often. And it really was only maybe like a 45-minute get together of everybody, but it meant the world to me. And Landon actually wanted to come, but he was like, Mom, I can't miss school, but I really want to see Uncle Rob who's in town. So our family has just always been tight-knit, very close, very positive, uplifting, and just a wonderful support system for the kids and I. So anyway, enough about that. It was just really fun getting to see everybody. We have new people tuning in, names that I don't recognize before. So if you are new here, hi, welcome. I am Jamie Scott. I am a mom to 7 kids and 5 6-year-olds that are the exact same age. I have quintuplets. So if you are new here, welcome. We are so glad that you have found my channel, and I hope that you can feel uplifted and just some positivity and brightness in your life by being here. So thank you guys for being here. Okay, we had a lot of good questions that came in through the DMs on both Instagram and Facebook. So we are going to be covering as many of those as I possibly can. I will be sharing some of my favorite holiday traditions that I do with my kids. And then I also have some new traditions that I would like to start with my kids. I'll be sharing some of our family's favorite Christmas books and then Christmas coloring books that I collected over the years that my kids love coloring. And they also make beautiful artwork throughout the house. I don't know about you guys, but my kids love art projects and they love crafting and they love coloring. And I just have gobs of things that they've colored all around my house. So it'll be nice to have some coloring books that are fresh, rotating out our coloring station with my kids. So I'm happy to share the links after this video is over. I have created an Amazon storefront. A lot of people have been asking the last how many years about like Christmas wish lists, all the things. I don't necessarily have like a Christmas wish list, but I'm happy to share some of the items that we've loved creating memories with. Things like clothing. I had questions come in about like how I dress my kids, all of that. So I have created an Amazon storefront. If you're wanting to find that, you can look at it now if you want. At the top of my page on Facebook, if you're watching this, I will have a link there. I'll also leave a link to my storefront after this video is posted. So anyway, I'm just excited to spend time with everybody. Let's dive on in. The first question comes from Angel Girl 0104. Do the kids have one-on-one play dates with their friends? My kids are in 4 different classrooms this year. Violet and Lincoln have the same teacher. So other than that, my kids are starting to branch out from each other as quintuplets, and they have new friends that they are playing with. And so they are getting invited to different birthday parties, which has been a source of contention at times amongst the little kids, because I'm hearing the phrase a lot in my house, that's not fair. So that is new in our household as I am raising these 6-year-old kids. It's not fair, and having to teach them like life isn't fair. And sometimes you get invited to a birthday party and sometimes you don't, but you can be happy for your sibling, you know, that's having a class party or something that they're looking forward to. And life just looks different for everyone. So anyway, that has been something the kids have been learning at school. Do they have one-on-one play dates yet with friends, one-on-one time? Not quite yet. We're almost there. I still feel like we're getting settled into our home and our routine here at the house. But it is coming along, and they are starting to ask for those play dates. So at our previous house, my kids did have some friends that were a brother and a sister, and they would come over and play. Lydia is tuning in from Kenya. Wow, that is the first person I have seen mention that they are from Kenya. Welcome, glad you're here. Christina's from the UK. Welcome. So I think though, what I'll probably do when we start having play dates is letting my kids invite one friend over at a time. So if there's five school days in a week, maybe once a week we have one friend come over and play, because there does tend to be a little bit more fighting when we invite a 6th child into our home. My kids though have loved playing with the little boy that lives next door. He's darling. His name is Carter. He's in Violet and Lincoln's class, and he's just the sweetest, well-mannered little boy, and is such a good example to my kids. So we really love having him come over at our house. The kids also like playing outside with Carter, and then every once in a while they get invited. One of them will get invited to go and play at Carter's house. So I guess that's not quite accurate. We do have one friend now in our new neighborhood that the kids have been playing with, and I am loving all of that. Missy is tuning in from Florida. Welcome. So glad you guys are here. Have you guys noticed like the clarity in my videos is just better since I got this new phone? I am loving this brand new phone that I got. Okay, next question is from CardsFan76. Will the quintuplets do a gift exchange with each other for Christmas? I really love this idea, and this is something that I was thinking about starting as a new tradition for our family, so that my children understand the purpose of Christmas is not just about receiving, but it's also about giving. And so I thought this was a really great idea. And then to have this person mention it, I'm like, yes, I absolutely love that idea. So I think what we'll do is we'll draw names and then have like little craft projects, or I don't know, something where they can make something that's handmade, because I think that would be a lot more of a meaningful gift. So I really like that idea. And I want to incorporate that into teaching with my kids. And I also, you guys, I want to find like a used Christmas tree to put up in my kids' playroom, so that we have 2 trees, Christmas trees, one downstairs, one upstairs, and then the one upstairs can be all the things that the quintuplets want to gift to others, their friends, family members. If we do like a secret Santa, I think the kids would really get a kick out of that, and it'd be a really fun tradition to start. Okay, next question is from Megan Lizzie XO. What's your favorite thing about having boys, and what is your favorite thing about having little girls? I think the thing I love most about boys is they really, at least my kids, are really affectionate. Shayden and Landon were both really affectionate little boys. They were really easygoing, really chill. Personality-wise, they weren't high maintenance. They did have a lot of energy, and that was something I really loved being, was a boy mom. And so now that I have daughters and more sons, I would say the same thing still with Lincoln and Logan. I love having boys and I love being a boy mom. I think in a lot of ways it's easier. You just have to get their wiggles out and their energy out and keep them active and busy. So I'd say that's one thing I really love about having boys. As far as girls, I would say they're like the cherry on top of the cake and the frosting and like all the sweetness and all the joy. And it's fun to see my girls want to create. Now, each of my girls are very different. There's all kinds of things that they get to a thrift store, Jamie, is Michelle. Yes, I'm hoping to hit the thrift shop tomorrow, and I will be sharing you guys some really great Facebook Marketplace items that I just recently purchased. It is so fun shopping on Facebook Marketplace. I'll talk about that in a second. But anyway, yeah, having daughters has just been fun. They each are so uniquely different. I don't know if anybody has noticed, but like my last vlog, Violet did not want to do the face mask. She would rather just sit, chill, eat cucumbers, kick up her feet in her little cowboy boots and just do her own thing. Like I love how different and unique each of my girls are. I love that they have big, bold personalities and they're really coming into their own outside of being a quintuplet with forming their own identity, which I really, really love seeing. So those are just a few things that I love about having daughters. And I also love that they're starting to decorate their spaces and it's just so fun to see. So anyway, we've got some people tuning in now. Carol, it is good to see you on here. We have a gal that is tuning in from Perry, Utah. Welcome. And Lisa is just tuned in. Hi, Lisa. Good to see you here. Okay, next question is from Amy M. Youngman, and Gina Granada also asked a similar question. So you both asked, what is the quintuplets' favorite Christmas movie or Christmas show? So I was watching the other night when we were doing our spa night, the girls, I think Lily picked out the show Frosty the Snowman. So if you guys have seen that show, that's one that I grew up with, watching that classic Christmas movie. It teaches love, it teaches empathy, it teaches compassion, it teaches teamwork. I love shows that teach my kids life skills of how to be a good human being and how to have empathy. And so anyway, we like that one. We also love How the Grinch Stole Christmas with Cindy Lou Who. Like the one with Jim Carrey is really good. We really like that one. We also like the classic How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I'm trying to think other movies. You guys, I don't think I have ever seen the show in its entirety. It's a Wonderful Life. So starting a new tradition this year, I really want to watch that movie. A classic movie that we watched with the older boys is, oh gosh, now I can't even think of it. A Christmas Story. I really like that one. Where it has like the leg lamp and the little boy and all he wants is a Red Ryder BB gun. I really love that movie. We watched that a lot growing up as a kid. Okay, next question is from Mimi91763. She says, hi, this is Amy from Tampa. Are Lincoln and Logan interested in playing soccer? I think so. I think Lincoln definitely will be sporty, and Logan has a lot of that like natural core strength that he gets from the Scott side of his family. So I think getting my boys involved in sports with this up and coming year is going to be really good for my boys with coordination, with getting their wiggles out, with getting their energy out. So I think I will put them into some sort of extracurricular activity, but I am glad that this like season from like August to December, maybe January, we've taken a break from all extracurricular. I think it's been really healthy and really good for my family to just take a pause. Okay, Regina says Jack Frost and Home Alone are great movies. I did grow up watching Home Alone. Shayden, my oldest, was actually banned from watching Home Alone until he was maybe 8 years old because he would get so wild and so mischievous when he would watch that movie. I think my kids would probably enjoy Home Alone, but I'm also trying to teach them how to be respectful to adults. And so anyway, I might wait until they're a little bit older to really start watching that TV show. Sorry guys, my nose is running a little bit as I'm filming this. Okay. What are your recommendations of things that you guys have watched as far as Christmas traditions, because I will be, sorry, you guys, I've had so much caffeine right before I filmed this while we were at the buffet at Chuckarama. Okay, my questions for you are, what are your favorite Christmas movies? So you guys can comment here. And then what are your favorite holiday traditions, whether it's Thanksgiving or Christmas? I'll be going back and reading through these comments if I miss them here while we're doing this live video. Okay, Regina and her daughter, Aaliyah, asked, she says, my daughter loves going to school. How are the quintuplets liking school? That's her daughter's question. So Regina, you can tell your little girl if she's watching this, hi. The Quints are really enjoying the first grade. They love coming home with art projects. They love their class parties and things that they look forward to. They have kind of a reward system at my kids' school where if they have good behavior as a classroom, they can earn like a class party. So things that my kids have gotten to do so far is like some of my kids have earned like a pajama day where they get to wear their pajamas to school, bring a stuffed animal, and then they watch a portion of like a movie. Or my other kids have done like they get a pick from like the prize box by having good behavior. So these are things that motivate my kids that they look forward to doing. Kathy says, I love the movie The Holiday. I'll have to watch that. I need good like date night movies too, just to like chill at home and watch something that's relaxing or that'll make me laugh. Okay, Elf is a great movie. I forget, that is one of our family's favorite movies is Elf, and we quote that movie throughout the year. It's so funny. I watched that movie with my older boys, and it has like some really, really funny quotes in it. And I love Zooey Deschanel. I think she is just fabulous and beautiful. And she's so clever in that movie with her character. I love it. Okay, Colette asks, how are the big boys? The big boys are doing good. Shayden will be in town this Friday, and his girlfriend Tatum will be coming back home to visit Southern Utah. So we're really excited to see them. So Shayden's doing really, really well. College is going great for him, and he will have his associates by the end of this semester. So we're really excited for him, just good things to come for him and Tatum moving forward. I think I can say that at this point in time. And then Landon's doing really good. He's been involved with soccer as of late. They just finished up his club soccer season, and now he is starting to do open field at the high school for soccer. So he's really looking forward to hopefully making the high school soccer team. We don't know. He's gonna have to work really, really hard. There's a lot of kids that fight for those spots. So we'll have to see. I'll keep you updated on how that goes. But Landon's doing really well. He's got a Christmas concert coming up that he's looking forward to. He still is continuing to take guitar lessons, and it's so fun waking up in the morning, hearing him practice with his guitar teacher here. He does like early morning guitar practice, so it's been good. Will you see the movie in theaters? Okay, I missed that. Something, Best Christmas Pageant Ever. Is that one that's new in theaters? I am really excited to see the movie Wicked that is coming out. Have you guys seen that play? I have seen the play. It was really well done. I had a friend of mine that was in, I think it was like the traveling Broadway show of Wicked. She did a spectacular job. So anyway, I'm really excited to see that movie. Probably the day after Thanksgiving, I'll be getting tickets because I really want to go see that. Okay, next question is from Robin. Who will have the kids for Thanksgiving this year, and who will have them for Christmas? So my kids will be spending Thanksgiving with their dad, and then they'll be spending Christmas with me. So dad and I have our kids 50-50 parent time, and then we alternate holidays. So for Thanksgiving this year, actually somebody asked me that. I'll answer that question in just a second. So yeah, my kids will be Thanksgiving with their dad, and then they'll be spending Christmas with me. Oh, sorry, somebody's just texting me about my rental property because I've had some issues with the lights. Okay, I'll get back to that text message after I'm done filming the live video. Okay, Carlene asks, how are you sharing Christmas Day with the kids, your house or dad? So some of you are thinking along the same lines here with your questions this week. So Carlene, my kids are going to be spending Christmas Day with me, and then We're pretty flexible as far as like what the big kids want to do with our co-parenting. Our Christmas tradition every year is we open Christmas pajamas over at Grandma Smith's house, and then Christmas Day we spend at my house and then at Grandma Smith's house later in the day, and it's really fun. So as far as Thanksgiving, Shayden and Landon may hop houses because Shayden can just bum a ride with Shayden and Tatum. So he'll probably come visit on Thanksgiving, but I really want to respect their dad's parenting time on his holidays. And so it's really just up to the older boys what they'd like to do. But having the quintuplets go back and forth on the same day just gets to be a little bit too hard on the little kids. And so we try and keep them just at one house or the other for the big holidays. Good question. Okay, Colleen asks, what are my Thanksgiving plans? So I will be spending Thanksgiving with the guy that I am seeing, Chad, my boyfriend Chad. I'm going to be spending time with his family, getting to know a little bit more of his side of the family. And I am looking forward to that. My tradition for Thanksgiving is I always make banana cream pies, and the recipe, and I'm happy to share that in an up and coming vlog. It's really easy, it's really fast, and it tastes really good. And I actually don't like pie that much, but this banana cream pie hands down is my favorite pie ever. It's so good. It's easy to make. You can make it with your kids or your grandkids. And the recipe makes 2 pies. So I typically save one for my side of the family, and then I send my kids to their dad's house with the extra pie. So anyway, that is how we do it. Okay, I've answered that one. The next question is from Lou Holt. Do the quintuplets like to go to their dads, or do they like staying with you? I think now that my kids are getting older, they're able to point out both positive things in each of their parents' house and then things that aren't their favorite. So things that they really enjoy doing at my house, I think they like having that consistency and order that they find at my house. They really love that. And then sometimes they don't like at my house that they have to do chores. So I am hearing that a little bit more, like, Mom, you make us do chores. I'm like, yes, I do make you do chores. It's good for you. So they are pointing out the differences at both households, which I think is good. Okay, somebody anonymously asked, do the kids learn healthy coping skills for mental health? If so, how do you teach them? I think this was a really great question to ask. I've talked about this previously, but during the time that my former spouse and I were separated, we did have our children in play therapy, and it was really beneficial for our kids in bridging the gap and understanding of having 2 households, and that their mom and that their dad both love them, but we're in separate households now. So play therapy, we really loved Hilltop Counseling. It's across the street from Harmon's here in Southern Utah. They've been wonderful to work with, and they helped me to understand that some of my kids have something called sensory processing disorder. And so sometimes my kids get overwhelmed easily as quintuplets. And so just helping them learn how to self-regulate, and each of my kids are so different in the ways that they do this. One of the things that I have created in my house, including this home, is one of the corners of this house. I'm actually looking at it right now. My kids like to go to when they need to take a break, because sometimes they get overwhelmed being quintuplets, having 5, 6-year-olds. And so things like, things that just help them with sensory stuff, like for Lincoln, he has come up with this idea, like he really loves Hot Wheels, and he loves that there's like color changing cars. And so he'll get 2 cups, 1 hot water, 1 cold water, and he'll rotate just dipping like the cars in that, and it helps him feel more balanced, more regulated. I also do timeouts with my kids for about 6 minutes. Sometimes they need a little bit longer to cool off and calm down. Because being quintuplets, they spend a lot of time together, and they still need their individualized attention, and learning those skills of self-regulation sometimes just come with time raising quintuplets. Those are just a couple examples. So just having like a corner of your home that like my kids know that they can go to when they need to take a break. I have a separate corner of my home where we do timeouts. And then we talk about how my child is feeling. And maybe after I'm done filming this video, I can show you guys I've kind of got a lot going on with up and coming things I'm going to be filming here. So my house is a little bit messy in those two corners. But I also have a chart that has been, that we've printed off that teaches my kids about emotions. And so there's a word of the emotion and then there's like an emoji face. So my kids can point to and be like, I'm feeling this right now. Cause sometimes their feelings are just so big. Another thing that I do to help my kids with, self-regulating, teaching them to use their words, teaching them it's okay to take breaks. I'm also designating different play areas in my home, and this is a townhome, so there's a way to do it in creative ways. So we have like places where the kids can play together like as a group, but then we also have sections of our home that the kids have kind of created and we've naturally evolved to, where they have places where they can go and play separate from their siblings. And I'm happy to show that in an up and coming vlog if that gives you moms or grandparents kind of ideas to create kind of zones where your kids or grandkids can go take a break, cool off, and have their individual time, but also play together in like group spaces. Okay, Alicia asks, how do you manage one-on-one time with your kids? So I do this two different ways. Sometimes I will get childcare covered and I will take just one child and go spend time with them. So for Landon, sometimes that looks like having a family member or a friend. Sorry, my brain's a little tired today. Watch the 4 kids or the 5 kids while I take the other child like to soccer, go get them a treat. Just spend time together to create that space for open conversation, to laugh, to play, all the things. Sometimes I will do one-on-one time within my own home, and that's probably a bit more realistic of what I do. I try and have like where I connect with each of my kids every single day away from the other siblings. So again, I kind of have these different zones in my house where I can have time one-on-one with each child. And so I do have like bins of like really good books and reading sections of my home where we can just curl up with a blanket, with a good book. My child can talk to me about what they're feeling, if they need to take a break, if they want to play. Sometimes I play with just the boys. Sometimes I play with just the girls. It just kind of depends. Sometimes I take my kids out on a date, like Violet and Lincoln together, or sometimes Logan and Daisy. Since Logan and Daisy both have sensory processing disorder, they really like kind of the same things actually in a lot of ways, Logan and Daisy. And so it just depends on the day. It depends on the combination of kids, and it depends on what the needs are in that moment or within the day or within the week. But I do love creating that one-on-one time with each of my kids. Okay, the next question is from Jessica. Does your family get a real tree or an artificial tree for Christmas? I do have an artificial tree. This year I want to start a new tradition and get a fresh tree. So I'm hoping to get a tree either from Lowe's, or maybe we'll go and get a tree. I know boyfriend Chad is wanting to do that this year. And as long as he wants to head that up, I think we're down. I think the kids would love it and it'd be super fun. Jamie, you are so in tune with your children. Great job, mama. Thank you. I think having the gift of empathy is a really powerful thing, and listening to what the needs of your kids or your grandkids are, and then knowing what to do with that and thinking creatively outside the box sometimes is exactly what a child needs. I think more than stuff, children just want our presence as women. Okay, next question is from Julie Ann. I love how you dress the quintuplets. It must cost you a fortune. Where do you shop? Much love from Australia. I shop wherever I can find the best deal. So I shop a lot at TJ Maxx. I love that place. I can get really good clearance deals there. I also love recently shopping Ross. They have really inexpensive clothing, and they really have great prices on shoes. So as far as clothing shopping, I also love Carter's when they have really good sales. I typically buy things in 3s for the girls and 2s for the boys. My kids like wearing and picking what they want though, for the most part, getting dressed for the day. So it really is up to the kids what they want to wear. I have created an Amazon storefront, so people have been asking me about this. Some of the outfits that my kids wear to like church, I really love like that cottage core vibe that's just down to earth, easygoing, mix and match type of outfits. So I have created an Amazon storefront. I have been shopping for like their sweaters, really great sweaters on Amazon. And they've lasted us at least a couple years. Somebody just asked, do the Quints get along well with Chad? Yes, they do. He is so patient with my kids. And as I, this last year, have started dating, I originally was introduced to someone about a year ago by some neighbors in my old neighborhood. And so that was really how I started dating. I didn't know if I was quite ready for all of that. But he was a really good man, really good to me, really good to my kids. And then I went on a few other dates with a few other people, just casually dating. The thing I love, I think the most about the person, Chad, that I'm dating right now is he is so good with my kids. He is so respectful about boundaries. He is so respectful about how my kids think, about how they feel. He's a very hands-on type of person, meaning he likes to get out, he likes to do things, he's a hard worker, and he is able to see the needs of my children much in the same way that I do. So he wants to make sure that no child goes unnoticed. So like with my older son, he really notices what the needs are of Landon. And I really appreciate that about him. Okay, I'm having some questions come in. Will you go to church on Christmas? Yes. Is Christmas Day on Sunday? I don't know. Carla says he is amazing. He is. I really, really love the qualities in the person that I'm dating now. In a lot of ways, he has a lot of the same characteristics and qualities that my dad has, which is something that I quite admire about him. Michelle says, Chad seems so awesome. He is. And I think the people that have known him longer than I have would say the same things. He's witty, he's smart, he knows how to make me laugh. He's great with kids. He's a really good dad to his own children, and he's a very involved father, which is something that I admire. And he co-parents really well with his co-parent, which is another thing that I really admire. Okay, Caitlin asks, what do I love most about my kids? I get asked this question a lot. Each of my kids are so very different. Teresa's tuning in from Scotland. Hi, Teresa. I love that Shayden is like smart and witty. He has his dad's sense of humor. He's very quick-witted. And he's passionate about what he does in life, and I really, really love that. Okay, Susan says she thinks Christmas is on Wednesday. Kaylee asked, do you see yourself living together with my boyfriend? No, so I don't want to live with anybody until I'm married to them. Carla says, is he bringing you a soda today? He did bring me a soda already when we were at the buffet over at Chuckarama buffet with my family. He's really sweet. He always just wants to help, and I really like that. So no, I just barely saw him, and he has a Zoom call for work, so he couldn't be here today. Okay, what do you love most about the kids? With Landon, I love that he's gentle by nature. He's very tender-hearted. He's a sensitive person. I love that he loves music, and he's very passionate about that. I love that he loves to have a good time. I love that he's a foodie like his dad. You know, I think my kids are the best of both me and their dad, Skylar. And so that's something as a whole I really see in my kids. I love that about them. As far as Violet, I love that she's spunky. I love that she has her own ideas of what she wants to do in life. And I love that she has such a big personality. I love that she's so affectionate. She's so loving and kind. And she can see the bigger picture for a 6-year-old. I really love that about her. Lily, I would say I love how creative she is, and I love that she's very artistic. I love that Daisy is tender-hearted like Landon as well. She's my very sensitive and quiet child, but by no means does that mean that she doesn't have a voice or a personality of her own. She just goes about her day in a very like, I don't know, like very, she's like a quiet observer is what I would say. Hold on, you guys. I've got somebody texting me again. Violet has been like that since she was a baby. Cheryl, I would have to agree with you on that. I love it. Going back to Violet, I love how bright-eyed that child is. Violet's been a lot of people's favorites from the beginning. I think even as a baby, you could see that sparkle in her eye. She's also a little mischievous at times, which sometimes I'm like, Viv, you can't do that. And she's like, I'm a kid. I'm 6. Like, it's fine. I can't help it. Lincoln, I really love how passionate Lincoln is. And that's a quality that he has that really needs to be honed, because he can be passionate, both good and bad, about everything, depending on the moment, depending on the day. I love that Lincoln loves so fiercely, and he's very loyal. I love that he's a mama's boy. I love that he loves to have fun. I love that Lincoln reminds me of my dad in a lot of ways, look-wise. I love that he is so protective of Logan, even though those two go at it and they fight a lot. I love how close he is to his brother Logan. Logan is our miracle baby. If you've been following us for years, you know the story of how far we've come as a family, especially Logan. He is so brave. I love that little boy. I love how tender-hearted he is. I love that he's a mama's boy. I love that he's not afraid to tell me how he thinks and feels. I love how affectionate he is. I love how he doesn't mind kissing me. And I love how like snuggly that little boy is. So anyway, those are some of the things I love about my kids. Okay, Laurie says, can you please share your recipe with us for the holiday simmer bags you make for family and friends? I think I will share this recipe a little bit earlier than I normally do. I like gifting every year, neighborhood gifts, things that smell good, things that incorporate the senses and creating memories for people that you love and care about. So I probably give these early as like Thanksgiving, like thankful gifts for the neighbors and family and friends. So I typically buy this stuff, and I can share this in a vlog. But I typically buy these off of Amazon in bulk. And so far these have lasted me like 4 or 5 years at this point. I buy in bulk cinnamon sticks from the brand Spicy World. That sounds fun, Spicy World. And then I buy bulk cloves, whole cloves from Spicely Organics. I found those online as well. And then as far as the recipe, I toss in into a bag of cellophane, tie it with a pretty ribbon, an orange, and then a sprig of rosemary. I think that's everything that I put in there. And it smells so good as I'm gifting these. And the kids love gifting these to our friends, family, and neighbors. It's just really fun tradition that we do. And so you just simmer it on your stove, and it's just so good. So anyway, I'll share that in an up and coming vlog. That's one I get asked about a lot. Okay, Teresa asked, how would you feel if one of your kids, okay, so this is a question about faith. Teresa asks, how would you feel if one of your kids left the LDS church? Would you be understanding? I think this is a very relevant question for our time. So I want to preface this with, I am a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. We are Christian. We do believe in the Bible. I just want to say I believe in raising good human beings. And I think that organized religion is good for building communities that are faith-filled, just in creating better communities and human beings. And so I really want to teach my kids correct principles, morals, and values. And I find that in the faith that I am in, and my faith is centered on Jesus Christ. So I do love that my kids are being brought up in the LDS faith. If my kids decided to leave the LDS church, would I think less of them as people? No, I wouldn't. I think the first thing I would do was listen. My grandparents, little grandma and her husband, were converts to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And I think by experience and past history from extended family, Seeing how people are ostracized when they choose to join a different faith, how hurtful that can be in families, is a very painful thing. And I would never want my children to feel that way. I think sometimes people take a break from their religion or from their faith, and sometimes that's needed. Sometimes it's necessary, and then they come back. And I think that's a beautiful thing too. I also believe that each of my children are on their own path, and their life is their own life in the end. But while they are young, while they are under my roof, and while they are in my care, I will be teaching my kids the importance of having good moral conduct and character, contributing to family life, contributing to their communities, and hopefully in a small way, contributing to the world, right? So those are things that I find in my faith. And I think as far as any religious background, I think they're important. I don't think shaming a person for choosing to believe something else is good for families. And I think love is unconditional. I think that's how the Savior was. He loved people. He did teach boundaries, but he loved people unconditionally. And I think that is something that I have seen modeled in my own extended family that's been taught to me. And I think that's a beautiful, powerful thing. So Teresa, thank you for your question. Okay, next question is from Marissa. How do you stay in the moment? I actually did a whole therapy session about this way back when, and I would love to share some of the things that I learned about that. There was a time in my life where I was recovering from something very traumatic, and I was so worried about the future and so worried about the past. And the counselor counseled me to live and stay in the moment. This has happened 2 times, 2 different therapists. When I was pregnant with the quintuplets, she taught me the art. Well, she taught me the art of survival, right? That was a portion of it. But staying in the present, I would listen to very therapeutic music. And then I would focus on what it was that I wanted to create. So at the time when my water broke, I was focusing on what I wanted more than anything was to hold these beautiful children. And so I would envision, so this is called guided imagery, I would envision drinking a glass of lemonade and watching my children play. And I would incorporate all of my senses, is what the gal taught me. Her name was Lynn Clark Brunson. You can look her up, St. George, Utah. She has since passed away. She actually passed away a couple months before I separated from my spouse. She taught me some of the most life-changing things. So incorporating the senses, and she would say to me, I want you to imagine how each of your children feel in your lap. How do they smell? Like all of it. And I would just focus on that anytime I felt afraid. As far as incorporating the senses on a day-to-day basis, how do you stay in the present? I think sometimes as busy women, we get scatterbrained. And what I have found is that when I tend to overthink about the future, that's where anxiety lives for me. And then when I focus on the past, that's where depression lives for me. And so staying in the moment, incorporating my senses, going out on walks, baking, like all the senses, right? Sight, touch, sound, all of those things. That's how I stay in the present, enjoying each messy day, right? With my kids as busy moms. Not every day is going to be like awesome sauce. There's days that are just hard and you just wish that they were over. In fact, I had a day like that yesterday where I was like, I was telling my boyfriend, I'm like, I just needed a new day. I need a fresh start. So today I'm actually doing really good. But yesterday was one of those days that I just wanted to be over and done with. But staying in the present, incorporating the senses, and finding joy in the mundane. I think those are the lessons that I am learning right now, and that is the season. Do you go to church together on Sunday? Is one of the questions. Chad McWilliams, you are watching. Hi, your Zoom meeting must be over. Hi, cute Chad. I do go to church on Sundays. It has been tricky. I have not been to church for several weeks now. I've either been out of town or we've had kids that were sick. That gets a little bit tricky with quintuplets because when we get sick with like a cold or flu, it doesn't hit us all on the same day. It's kind of spread out. And so if one of us is sick, then we don't go to church, so that we don't share that with other people. So yes, I do go to church every single Sunday. It really helps me to stay grounded, to stay centered, and to stay focused on Jesus Christ. And so as we are heading into the holiday season, I find church just something invaluable that the children and I get to do. And the kids talk about missing it when we don't go. So I love that we're creating these Sunday traditions with my family, and hopefully one day they incorporate those things in their own families. Okay, next question is from Carrie. Do you have fun Christmas traditions with your kids? Yes, there's a lot of things that we like to do as a family in and around the holiday season. One thing I want to do this year for Thanksgiving is I want to do like a giving or a thankful tree. I saw this on Instagram from somebody, and I thought this was a fabulous idea. And so she had just little leaves that her children could write down the things that they were thankful for. And then she had created a tree just out of brown butcher paper, and then probably just like taped it to her wall with painter's tape. And then the children were able to decorate like their playroom space with all the things that they are thankful for. So I really love this idea. That's something I want to incorporate and teach my children. And then I want to teach my children the art of giving, right? So I love the idea of a Secret Santa this year where my kids draw names and do nice things or create little crafts for a sibling or somebody that they love. Christmas Eve is a big deal in our family. And so we are excited to open Christmas pajamas this year. And I'm excited because this year, traditionally we've done Christmas jammies from Grandma Smith, but this is the first year that I've set aside some money throughout the year where I want to buy my kids their own Christmas pajamas. And we usually cuddle up and read a story the night before Christmas, and the kids just get so excited. Christmas morning is so much fun. I actually, boyfriend Chad, just invited me to learn how to make a Christmas wreath with a group of gals that are getting together in northern Utah. So I'm really excited to go do that, learn the art of wreath making. So that's going to be a new thing that I would love to do every year. We also like going and looking at Christmas lights. We love attending like Christmas nativities. So I'm excited. What are some of your Christmas traditions, gals? Do you guys do Christmas pajamas? Do you read the night before Christmas? Do you read about the nativity in the Bible? What are your family traditions that you've done with your grandkids, with your kids, new holiday traditions that you might be starting? I would love to hear in the comments about those. Okay, next question is from TJ Hercel. Are you and your boyfriend talking about marriage? I think realistically, we've been dating for almost 6 months. Those are part of the conversation. So when I want to marry, or when I do choose to marry, I want to make sure it's somebody that I have dated through all the seasons and I'm able to see them in lots of different scenarios. Like, how do they handle stress? How do they handle feeling overwhelmed? What kind of parent are they? How do they treat their ex-wife? How do they treat their co-parent? These are all things that I'm looking at and taking into consideration when I do choose to remarry. So I thought that was a good question. Happy Thanksgiving, Jamie, to you and your family. Love and blessings, Carol. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Okay, Tammy Fisher asks, your necklace that you wear, did Chad get that for you for your birthday? So if you guys have noticed, I wear this necklace a lot. It's actually just a necklace that I got at Target. I think it was about $10. I am really hard on jewelry, and so I just wear things that are inexpensive. So no, it's not from the boyfriend or anything. It's just something that adds a little sparkle. I do have these earrings that I like wearing. These are from Target as well. I have to have jewelry that's for sensitive ears and nickel free. I have started wearing some jewelry that's from TJ Maxx as well, which I really like. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. TiffGirl07 asks, how long have you been dating your boyfriend? You're a cute couple. So we have been dating almost 6 months. I think we started talking back in May, I want to say, if I remember that correctly. Chad, if you're watching this, you can comment. I can't remember. He remembers the exact day. I don't quite remember. Okay, and then Katie asks, when you marry again, will it be a temple wedding or a civil marriage? So like I said before, I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. You can get married in the temple, or you can do a civil marriage. And I want to be married in the temple. And in the temple is a place where we link families together. And getting married in the temple doesn't necessarily mean that you will be married forever and into the eternities, but you can be, based on how you treat each other, based on your relationship, based on many things. And so when I do choose to remarry, it will be in the temple. We have a question. How are the children's allergies going? Okay, I was just asked this question by my Uncle Rob when we were eating out today. So 3 out of 5 of the quintuplets have had pretty bad food allergies. Daisy and Lily don't have any food allergies, no issues. Lincoln is starting to outgrow some of his sensitivity. Sorry, I have a 3 o'clock alarm that reminds me when the kids are getting out of school that I need to leave for school, but they're at their dad's, so I don't need to get them today. So Lincoln is starting to understand his body a little bit more. He is sensitive to dairy, so he knows to kind of pick and choose if it's dairy, if he really wants that ice cream or not, or if he wants that yogurt or not, because his stomach doesn't feel so good. Other than that, Lincoln does really well with his food allergies, so he is starting to outgrow some of those things, which is great. His eczema is starting to clear up besides the back of his knees. He does have bad eczema that he's had since he was a baby. Logan is probably next in line with his food allergies. He's still just really sensitive. He can't have eggs. He can't have a lot of fruits. Anything in the squash category, peppers, bell peppers, pumpkin, he can't have things like that. He gets super itchy, and then he gets really ornery and irritable and whiny. So I do avoid the things that he's allergic to. He's also sensitive to cinnamon. He gets itchy with that. And then processed cheeses like Goldfish kind of make him itchy. And Doritos, I never give him Doritos or Cheetos because he would just cry and be itchy. Violet's probably still the worst with all the food allergies. That girl, she will still eat it even though she knows she's going to be itchy. But for Violet, she gets really agitated, irritable, and ornery. So I do try and avoid the things that she's allergic to. But hopefully in time, as the kids get older, they outgrow it. Landon outgrew a lot of his food allergies. He's still sensitive to dairy, but he does have dairy. Hopefully that answers your question that you just asked. Okay, so those are all the questions that came in through the DMs between Facebook and Instagram. If any of you gals have any more questions, you are welcome to ask them now. I was going to share with you guys a few of the coloring books that I picked up for my kids this year. This is one that one of our viewers sent us, and it is so beautiful. They sent this probably a year or two ago. It's called The Nutcracker, a coloring book based on the original story by E.T.A. Hoffman, a Macmillan Classic coloring book. I love beautiful artwork. I love that my kids can decorate our playroom with just beautiful, beautiful artwork. So anyway, this is one that I am going to pull out and let the kids color. I know the girls are going to be excited. We do have like little doll houses and stuff that I think they'll have so much fun decorating the holiday season. Okay, it looks like I might need to get another one of these because this was a hit last year. This is one that I got off of Amazon. I love like the 1950s, 1930s, 1940s time period. So I love vintage coloring books. This one is, I'm trying to think, okay, this is the back of it. This is going to be opposite, but I'll see if I can find this and link this on my Amazon page. But I love beautiful vintage coloring books. And this is one where I could scan a picture and then just have tons of it for the kids to color around Christmas time. And then this one I really, really like. The girls loved this one last year. Again, this is from ARTIMOREAN.com. So it's just really cute. I love artwork like that. That's just sweet. And it's a celebration of childhood and magic. And it teaches good, morals and principles to my kids, like contributing and cleaning up after themselves, which is something as a hired multiple mom, we all appreciate. Okay. And then I was going to share with you guys some of our favorite Christmas books. If this gives you guys ideas, you probably grew up with a lot of these books. this is, we've had this since the kids were babies, and this is one that my children have devoured and loved reading over the years. The classic Night Before Christmas. When I picture Santa Claus, that's what I picture. Pokey Little Puppies, First Christmas, and Baby's Christmas. The girls really, really love Eloise Wilkins. She just has beautiful artwork. These are some that have become classics that I've picked up at our local thrift shops and just collected over the years. Katie the Big Snow by Virginia Lee Burton. I really love this author. She is fabulous. We also love this Virginia Lee Burton book, Mike Mulligan and the Steam Shovel. And this is one that I rotate out. Let's see. Somebody just asked, do I still have the artwork Start Each Day with a Grateful Heart? Yes, I do. I keep that up where my kids' playroom is. That is one that Kyle, our editor's wife, was selling at a craft boutique. And this was during the time that I was doing infertility treatments. And I purchased it, and it's something that I have just kept because it's just beautiful. So anyway, yes, I still do have that. And then I love the Polar Express. Here in Utah, the Heber City Railway, I think, does the Polar Express. So you can buy tickets, and a lot of the kids come ride the train. They have Santa, and they hand out candy canes. And anyway, it's so cute. So I love reading the Polar Express. I've not read this with the little kids yet, just because it is a little bit longer of a story. And so this year, I think the kids will sit still to be able to read it. But it still just embraces the beauty and magic of childhood. So somebody says, our favorite Christmas book is Jolly Old Saint Santa Claus. That one sounds cute. I don't have that one. And then this is one that somebody was talking about last week, so I thought I would share that with you. It is called Zuzu's Petals, A Dream of It's a Wonderful Life. And I believe it is the story of the little girl that was in It's a Wonderful Life. Let me see. I read this when the kids were little, but I feel like the kids are finally old enough to really be able to read it, but it is just beautiful. So we were sent this in our P.O. box years ago. And so I'm excited to read this with the Quints this year. I think the little girls are really going to get into it. So anyway, shout out to the gal that wrote this, because the girls are going to love it this year. So anyway, those are just a few of the books that I am pulling out as we are swapping out books. I do like rotating our books with the season. So I like doing spring, you know, like Valentine's Day, Christmas, Thanksgiving. It gets my kids excited to read and to look at beautiful artwork, and it creates just that warm, cozy feeling that I want to create in my home. So anyway, hopefully that gives you guys some ideas. I hope you've enjoyed watching this live video. As always, it's so fun to see all of you gals on here. We do have a few men that do watch this, but primarily it is female based, and it's so fun to gather often with all of you every Wednesday. Hope you guys enjoy this upcoming holiday season. Stay tuned for our next vlog. Love to you all. Thanks for being here, and I will see you all soon. Bye.